Hi everyone, and welcome back to Complicated Relationships Reddit Stories. Hope you guys are safe and healthy. Now let's see what the story is about today. Today's story is titled Wife of 13 Years Had a Relationship with a Coworker. My wife and I have been together for 13 years. We met when we were in high school and now have 3 beautiful children. We obviously met when we were very young, but we both fell in love and always had a good time. Before her secret came to light, I would admit that we were going through ups and downs like any other relationship. But never in a million years would I think that she would go behind my back. Weeks before I found out, I started to see some changes in her. We would always charge our phones at the end of the night on my side of the bed because the outlet was on my side. I guess this is the first red flag I ignored. Instead of charging her phone like usual, she would start keeping her phone next to her while she slept, like under her pillow. She would just take her phone charger to work and charge it there. And now, this is the second red flag I ignored. I got a hold of her phone while she was busy with something else and started going through her pictures. That's where I saw a selfie of her AP. There was another pic of her AP and one of her female co-workers. So, I stupidly chalked it up to her co-workers just being funny and taking selfies while she left her phone unattended. I feel so stupid now. I wish I would have said something because my gut was telling me that something wasn't right. So, a week before D-Day, she tells me her female co-worker asked if she would come to her place for drinks after work on Thursday next week. Little did I know that it was all BS and it was just a cover for what she is really going to do. In reality, she and AP had already planned a meeting at a hotel. We had a big fight the night before the D-Day, and I asked her to tell me if she's seen someone else. I asked her if she wanted me to move out and if she wanted a divorce. I was just trying to see what it was that she wanted. She insisted that there was no one else, that she just needed some space. I had a drink alone in the living room after the kids went to bed, and she was in our bedroom alone. She came out to check on me and told me to come to bed and rest. So I did. Next day, I ended up taking a day off at work. I woke up remembering that today is the day she's supposed to go for some drinks with her co-worker. I had a bad feeling in my gut. I grabbed her phone while she was busy with something else. I'm so mad now for not going with my gut feeling. I grabbed her phone and planned on sharing her location with myself through Google. I had my chance and I decided against it because I didn't want to get her mad had she found out I was keeping tabs on her location. So she gets ready and leaves. Later on in the night, she texts me saying, "Hey babe, I'm on my way to so-and-so's house." I feel so disgusted now for telling her I loved her and to have a good time. I told her to enjoy herself but not to drink too much. By that time, she had already been at the hotel with her AP for about 3 hours. She apparently did go to work but left early to meet AP at the hotel. Later on, she calls me and tells me she is finally on her way. She asked me if I want something to eat. I said sure, and she comes home, thinking of the fact that I kissed her when she got home. So, while we were eating, she is real short about how it went at her friends. I find that odd because she is usually super talkative. We finished eating and hung out for a bit watching TV, and she goes to bed. Now, this is when I found out. Again, her phone is nowhere in sight, so I texted her phone so I can hear it vibrates and now know where it is. I find it and try to unlock it few times till I finally get the right pin code. I go through her text and see nothing. I go through the pictures and still nothing. Finally, I open Google Maps and pull up her timeline. That's when I see it. That's when my heart broke into a million pieces. I started panicking and saying, "No, no, please no." The timeline shows her arriving at work, staying there for about 90 minutes or so. Then it shows her driving to a hotel. I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't pretend to sleep and wait until next morning. So I woke her up. I told her I want to talk to her about something and wanted to ask her a few questions. She says, "What is it?" I asked her where you went, and she says, "I told you I went to have a few drinks with my coworker." Then I asked, then why were you in a hotel for 4 hours? I said, why does your phone say that you were at a hotel? I was holding her phone while this was happening. She gets up all mad and snatched it out of my hand while angrily saying, why are you looking through my phone? She kept denying it until she finally came out and told me that she met up with AP. She said she had never done that before, and she said that this is the only time she met up with AP out of work. I asked her how long this was going on, and she says things started to get a little flirtatious between them about 2 weeks before the meetup at the hotel. She says things never got physical until the actual D-Day. I did look through her timeline on the phone and weeks leading up to the affair, and that's the only day it shows that she was somewhere else and not at the job. So I do believe her. Just to point things out, this was about 7 months ago, and it still hurts so damn much. It devastates me to know that she betrayed me, and the thought of her in a physical relationship with someone else completely disgusts me and breaks my heart. I thought the pain would dissipate as time goes on, but no. I feel so worthless some days. Some days I find it hard to get out of bed, and I just wish I never found out. This is bad. Yes, we are still together, but I know I made a huge mistake by just rug sweeping this. So I'm left with a ton of questions I should have asked the very day I found out. Yes, she did change jobs. She actually only works an early shift compared to the shift that had her going in from 3 to 12 a.m. She works about 1.5 miles away from my workplace. We work the same hours, except that I get off 1 hour earlier than her. She specially chose this position because she wanted to have the morning shift and wanted to spend more time with me and the kids. And no, we are not divorced. We are trying to work it out. If I were to be honest, she is doing all the right things now, but I made the mistake of rug sweeping it. And every now and then, I'll keep bringing it up and ask questions when I have told her I wouldn't. Big mistake. I'm sure that relationship is over because I have full access to her locations at all times. I can see when she leaves to work and arrives at work. She hasn't talked to him at all. No, she never worked more hours than usual. I think she knows how I found out about her locations. She knows how to use Google Maps just to search to a place she is heading to. She still doesn't know that Google shows you the timeline of where you have been. I don't plan on telling her either. And I'm not at a place where I still don't have the urge to want to look through her phone. I also told her to get tested for STI. She did it the week after and everything came back good. I'm wondering if it was too soon though. Was it? Can things show up later than a week? That's all we have from the original story. Let's see if there's going to be an update soon. In the meantime, let's listen to a few comments by the community. Unique Yam says, you need to tell her that she got a grace card and this is her one and only chance. If she gets caught again or you suspect something is happening again, game over. You will be immediately contacting a lawyer and divorce will be on. Also, let her know that you will be notifying her family, friends and the co-workers, and you will be posting it all over social media. Here is the reply by OP. Good idea. Before I was afraid to push her, but now I'm realizing that I shouldn't care if she's uncomfortable talking about it. I'm not putting up with the BS any longer. C Mission 6316 says, brother, a lot of us have been there. I have been there myself and I try to work it out for the kids. That's the biggest regret of my life. I'm going to speak plainly to you. You are not dealing with this well because she destroyed your trust and it's almost impossible to get that back. Neither of you are dealing with this in a healthy manner. You are both simply trying to suppress it and pretend it never happened. All that approach will do is slowly crush you. Unfortunately, your marriage ended 7 months ago. She lied to you beforehand and still went through with it even though you called her out. She doesn't have one shred of respect for you. She even came home and kissed you after being with another man a few hours earlier. Let that sink in. That mental snapshot will never go away. She isn't remorseful and she is blaming you for her bad choices. It's likely wasn't the first time she did it, and it's even more likely that it won't be the last. She's broken and she needs to fix herself. You cannot do it for her and cannot fix someone who doesn't want to be fixed. This understanding comes from hard-earned personal experience. Do yourself a favor and move on with your life. Good luck to you. Little Bit says, I find it hard to believe that this went from 0 to 100 within 2 weeks as a first timer and after 13 years of faithful marriage. Also, you're not going to be okay with this, ever. I think you should see a therapist to help you see clearly, not to help you forgive and move on. End of the story. Please like, comment and share the story if you enjoyed it. Also, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you will be notified when we upload the next video. Take care.